Have you ever found yourself surrounded by people, yet feeling you don't really belong here? It's as if you're walking through a place that was never truly your home, just a temporary stop. That inner emptiness is one of the strongest signs that the soul is weary of earth and is preparing to return to the spiritual plane. Many carry this awareness from an early age. While most are fascinated by achievement, status, and appearances, you look at all of it and feel that something is missing. A quiet inner voice whispers, "This is what I came here for. There's something greater." This feeling is not weakness, but a calling. The tired soul recognizes that the sparkle of the world is fleeting, and so it begins to long for true peace, the reunion with its spiritual home. Perhaps you've tried to fit into groups, jobs, or even relationships, but there's always an empty space left inside. As if the puzzle of life was missing its central piece, that's when questions arise. Have I fulfilled what I came here to do? Is my time here coming to an end? These reflections don't come from fear, but from a silent wisdom that grows when the soul is ready for its return. When the soul grows tired, attachment to illusions fades away. What once seemed essential, the perfect appearance, the brand new car, the applause of the crowd, loses importance. What truly matters now is invisible. Genuine love, soul-to-soul connections, and moments of serenity. Over time, that feeling of not belonging turns into a gentle invitation to look within, upward and beyond. It's as if the universe itself whispered, "You've walked far enough. Now it's time to remember where you came from." If you've ever felt this way, write in the comments, "My soul recognizes a spiritual home." This creates unity, strengthens a community, and reminds you that you're not alone in this journey. Deep emotional and spiritual exhaustion. Have you ever woken up and felt that, even after sleeping, your soul was still exhausted? It's not just your body asking for rest, but something much deeper. Every pain, every loss, every disappointment leaves invisible marks, until the accumulated weight of so many experiences begs for relief. This fatigue isn't laziness or lack of will. More often, it shows up in those who have always been strong, carrying heavy burdens, hiding their own struggles in silence to protect others. The soul carries scars no one sees, but they cry out inside the heart. Maybe this is happening to you now. You go through the motions, talk, work, smile, but deep inside you feel an emptiness, as if you were simply running on autopilot. Your energy no longer renews itself as it once did. And what if this exhaustion wasn't physical or mental, but your soul itself saying, "My mission here is almost complete"? When a return draws near, the soul stops being thrilled by small achievements. Earthly joys feel shallow, and only true connections can reach the heart. Nothing else seems enough, because the soul already longs for the eternal. This deep tiredness, though painful, is also a sign of growth. It's like a traveler who has crossed deserts and storms and now wishes only to rest in the comfort of the true home. Detachment from material ambitions. There was a time when you believed happiness was found in success, money, and recognition. But suddenly, all of it lost its shine. The new car no longer excites you. Expensive clothes are just fabric, and applause feels empty. This is one of the clearest signs that the soul is weary of earth, the natural detachment from material ambitions. It isn't neglect, but understanding that none of it lasts forever. Everything here slips away like sand through your fingers. Maybe you've already felt it. You worked, bought, achieved, yet still sense something missing. The joy faded quickly, leaving only the question, is this all? Was this worth so much struggle? And what if those achievements were nothing but temporary stages for a greater lesson? What if true wealth wasn't stored on earth, but hidden in the invisible treasure of the spirit? The weary soul no longer clings to illusions. It may enjoy comfort, but knows it doesn't define who it is. What truly matters are bonds created, the love cultivated, and the marks left on the hearts of others. This detachment is freeing. It clears space of the soul to focus on what truly has eternal value: inner peace, unconditional love, and connection with the divine. It's like dropping heavy luggage and walking lighter toward a spiritual home, longing for silence, peace, and stillness. As time goes by, have you noticed how parties, empty conversations, and noisy places drain you? Meanwhile, silence, the sound of rain, or simply listening to your own breath feels sacred. This longing for stillness is one of the signs that the soul is preparing for return. It's not loneliness, but a deep need for reunion with the divine. Perhaps you've already pulled away from situations that once seemed normal. People trapped in gossip or superficialities no longer hold your attention. You crave something purer, more real. And what if this longing were your soul's way of rehearsing for its return to peace in the spiritual world? After so many storms, the soul longs for calm. In the silence, it begins to tune into sacred frequencies, receiving insights, memories, and encounters with beings of light. It's the soul aligning itself with home, not a sense of going home. There are moments when the soul feels a subtle premonition. The return is near. It's not fear nor anxiety. It's relief. The heart silently says, "Soon, I'll be home again." This feeling shows up in simple details. A sunset that feels unusually deep, a song that awakens a nameless longing, a memory that doesn't belong to this life. They are echoes from the spiritual plane whispering, "We are waiting for you." Perhaps you experience it, a moment when life slows down and your heart is filled with peace. What if that longing was God's voice and the call of loved ones waiting on the other side? This premonition isn't hopelessness, but fullness. It's like the traveler who smells home after years away and knows the journey is almost over. Disinterest in earthly conflicts. When the soul is tired, it loses all interest in disputes, what once seemed important. Proving you were right, competing for recognition, engaging in debates, now feels hollowed. It's as if the soul says, "I don't want to waste energy on what doesn't uplift me." Maybe you've already felt this. Things that used to irritate, you no longer stir the same reaction. Instead of anger, you feel compassion. Instead of arguing, you choose silence. This disinterest is wisdom. It shows that the soul has already learned the lesson and no longer needs to fight meaningless battles. Intense spiritual dreams and memories that as the soul prepares to return, dreams stop being random fragments and turn into vivid experiences. It's as if, during sleep, you already visit the spiritual plane, meeting loved ones and receiving messages. Maybe you've dreamed of someone who passed long ago, and in the dream they were alive, smiling, at peace. Waking up, you felt comfort that no words could explain. These aren't illusions. They're rehearsals of great reunion. Sudden memories may also appear, places, scents, or sensations that don't belong to this lifetime. They are fragments of your spiritual history surfacing, reminding you of who you truly are. These signs aren't meant to bring fear, but comfort. They show that the barrier between earth and the spiritual world grows thinner, and a return won't be into the unknown, but back into what is familiar, loving, and eternal, to search for faith and spirituality. When the soul grows tired of earth, the world no longer satisfies. Entertainment, objects, achievements, none of it fills the emptiness. That's when the inevitable happens. The search for faith, spirituality, and something beyond the temporary. Maybe you've felt this. Distractions don't work anymore. You need deeper answers. And so, the soul begins to seek God not only in religion, but in silence, in nature, in prayer, in meditation. This awakening is a map guiding the return. Every candle lit, every genuine prayer, every breeze that feels like God's touch becomes a piece of eternity here and now. The desire to serve before departure as the soul senses its earthly time nearing the end. A noble impulse arises, the wish to give back. It whispers, before leaving, I want to leave something of value. I want to touch lives. This doesn't come from pride, but from love. The soul knows that material things can't be taken along, but kindness remains in the hearts of others forever. Maybe you felt this urgency to share what you've learned, to comfort someone in pain, to forgive, or to ask forgiveness. The soul seeks to leave no unfinished business, only peace. This is a soul's final earthly mission, to scatter light before returning home. Peaceful acceptance of mortality point one of the most beautiful signs that the soul is ready to return to serenity in the face of death. The fear dissolves, replaced by a calm sweetness. I've done my part. I am at peace to go home. This acceptance isn't giving up on life, but understanding its cycle. To be born, to grow, to learn, to give, and to depart. Death stops being seen as an end and becomes a passage, a bridge back to eternity. Maybe you met someone like this, facing farewell with gratitude instead of fear. Their calmness is a mark of a soul that already hears the call of home. And what if death wasn't the end, but the reunion with everything you've always longed for? This acceptance brings a different glow to the eyes. The soul leaves Earth not in rebellion, but in gratitude for every lesson, every person, every step of the journey. We've reached the end of this reflection on the signs that the soul is weary of Earth and ready to return. If any of these touch your heart, don't ignore it. It's your essence asking for attention and reminding you that this life is just one chapter in eternity. Now I want to know from you, which of these signs touch your soul today? Share in the comments. Your words may be exactly what someone else needs to find comfort and strength. Don't forget to like this video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the bell. Here, we walk together in search of light and understanding. And remember, death is not the end, but a continuation of life in a higher plane. Your soul is eternal, and the spiritual home will always be open to welcome you. Until our next video, gratitude